3 centuries ago, the owner of this estate, the Baroness Petruzzi Cotta Zidonia, prayed that one day her home would be used for a Christian ministry. In 1997, the 16th century castle and buildings on the estate were leased to the Bonus Pastor Foundation, headquartered in Cluj, Romania. This acquisition was the answer to the 300-year-old prayer. The buildings will soon become the new home of a Christian ministry to alcoholics. The castle is located in Ozd, Romania, a small village of some 350 persons located in the north-central part of the country, an area commonly known as Transylvania and formerly part of the Hungarian Empire. Ozd is not unlike most of the other fairy tale villages in the area. It's a charming rural farming community. Each morning, like clockwork, cows owned by each family are herded out to the lush green pastures surrounding the village. Ozd has a Reformed church and a school. The town's children appear just like most kids living in Eastern European countries. They're dressed well, healthy, and are well taken care of. They could very well pass for children who live in your own neighborhood. Since Bonus Pastor acquired the castle site in 1997, Ozd has had many visitors. Teams of volunteers from Europe and North America have joined with the foundation in an effort to restore the dilapidated buildings to their former grandeur. This is the story of one such team. They came from Grand Rapids, Michigan, representing the congregation of the LaGrave Avenue Christian Reformed Church. They had joined the worldwide ministry efforts of the Christian Reformed World Relief Committee as they partnered with the Bonus Pastor Good Shepherd Foundation in their ministry of love and compassion to the people of Romania. The Bonus Pastor Foundation plans to eventually use the old castle as a conference and training center and the granary as a rehabilitation center. Alcoholism is a staggering problem for the people living in this post-communist economy. It is estimated that almost every Romanian family is impacted by alcohol or alcohol-related problems. Although the projects of each volunteer work team may differ, their objective is the same: to help Bonus Pastor restore the old castle buildings so that its Christian ministry in Ozd may flourish.
I wish I had a workshop with a view like this. This is beautiful.
One of the tasks of the LaGrave team is to build temporary windows so that the castle's interior can be protected from further degeneration. This means building frames, cutting glass, and glazing the windows. Since it seems as if no two windows are exactly the same size, each frame is custom made and each pane of glass is cut to fit. Alex, a man of gypsy heritage and a Bonus Pastor employee, seems to have mastered the glass cutting technique.
Working with Play-Doh. I got the fun job.
Working on the temporary windows provides an opportunity to view the magnificent landscape. This granary building will become the future center for participants in the recovery program, while this building will be converted into a modern dairy operation. Bonus Pastor hopes to establish a dairy farm as a means of providing work therapy for long-term residents in treatment, as well as a means to generate income to make the OST project more self-sufficient.
Our project in this room is to replace the floor. The ceiling has been replaced, the roof had collapsed, and there was a lot of leakage over the years, and it really destroyed this floor along with the walls. So our project first was to dig out all the heavy dirt that had accumulated over the years, and then to rebuild the floor. So first of all, we had to take out all the old beams, which were very warped and not usable. Big project to get those out, and then had to start hauling up the big new beams, 6x6, pretty heavy, and bring those in and start cutting them and putting them in place. That was then followed by the project we're working on right now, and that is to replace that heavy dirt with something like a slag. It's a stony sort of thing that's much lighter, but will provide some soundproofing and make it easier to use the room without a lot of boominess on the floor. So the beams are in place, and we're working on the gravel, the slag, and then the next step is to put 1-inch dimension subflooring on. And at some point down the road, probably 5 years or so, when they get to that point, they'll put a parquet flooring over it as they finish the room. It should be a beautiful place. It had beautiful painted walls. They hope to replicate that, designs and so forth. So once this is all done, it's going to be beautiful. It's fun to work on it.
Hard workers gotta have a break. Hot tea on a cool day.
Break time is an opportunity to become better acquainted with team members, as well as the local men working on the staff.
This is just tea.
That's a good bench, then you can sit there.
Have some, well, Julie, because he realizes it's not half.
Well, we're in the tile room, and you're seeing the finished tiles, but when we started, the entire center of the room was a whole big pile of tiles, and they got all of this donated from Ireland, but the problem was they had moved it a couple different places. By that time, they were too tired to sort everything out, and they would start projects, and they didn't know how many of the same tiles they had, and they weren't always using them because they hadn't taken the time to organize them. So we moved everything from the middle and made different piles, sorted them by the same tiles, got them all organized, so now when they start their bathroom projects in all the different rooms, then they can go to the tiles and use what they need.
Well, and I said, I think it's leaking somewhere. Oh, it's time for lunch. Our soup is, what is our soup today? Ooh.
Team members anticipate mealtime when the cook prepares such delicious homemade recipes. No canned or frozen goods here. Everything is fresh, prepared from scratch. When it appears that the work projects are on target for completion, the team is given a time to relax and take a walking tour of the village. The sun is shining brightly, the cameras are loaded, and it's time to record the local sights on film. The residents of Ost love flowers, as these gardens attest. They also love their dogs. There's one in just about every yard. There's no lack of local color, including this stop at the local ABC Supermarket, one of the 4 mini shops in the village. Most of the folks living in Ost are quite self-sufficient. They grow most of their own food supplies, and visits to stores like this are usually for sundry and non-food type items.
Mert új pad lesz téve, úgyhogy...
It's a pear tree.
Oh, the pears are wonderful out here.
Cars are a luxury that few can afford. Horse and wagons provide more reliable and affordable transportation. Ost is set in the foothills of the Carpathian Mountains. Many of the farms and vineyards are located on the nearby rolling hills. The team decides to take a climb to the top of the hill for a bird's-eye view of the village. The view is worth the climb. A visit to the schoolhouse by one of LaGrave's music teacher team members was good for building goodwill with the children of the village.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
As a reward for attempting to learn the American song, the kids are treated to some candy.
Okay, now these are extras. And in here, and here. And so
Köszönöm a jó éneklését.
köszönöm a jó éneklés.
The October morning is brisk as LaGrave team members make their way to the castle for the last day of work. The 2 weeks working on their projects have flown past, and the goals are just about accomplished. It hasn't been work that they've been doing. It's been an offertory, a giving of the gift of their time and energy doing the Lord's work, and they feel blessed.
This is a tool room at the castle at Ost. All along here we've got all the tools separated and sorted out. These are tools that all the different volunteer groups have brought along. We from LaGrave, we brought a router bits that we haven't really used yet. Ron Block donated quite a bit of equipment, and that's all being used right now, so it's not really here in the tool room.
Today is the day to complete the subfloor as eager hands cut the planks and pound the hammers.
Yourself, why'd you get the wood?
And while some of the workers pound to create a new floor, other members of the team are pounding to build a better roadway.
What we're doing is we've sorted out all the old tiles that came off the roof of the castle, and we spread them out in the muddy spots of the road, and we're just chopping them up so that breaking them into small pieces so that they provide some foundation for the road, and we'll make it less muddy.
Back in the castle, the floorboard application is nearing completion. When the last board is ready to be nailed, it's time for a Kodak moment. That night, the LaGrave team, along with members of the CRWRC office in Romania and local workers and their families, get treated to the first dinner held in the castle.
For the friendship that we could make during these 2 weeks. Thank you for the time that we could spend this meal now. Please bless it for us and stay
Amen.
After dinner, the local folks sing a familiar hymn in Hungarian for the American team.
Is this tune familiar to you?
Yes, near my God today.
Okay, so let's sing this one. Az áloms éj után él újra a fény, s új hévvel a követ, megáldom én. Így leszek bajban még, Uram jobban tiéd, jobban tiéd, Uram. Jobban tiéd, Uram.
With echoes of Nearer My God to Thee still ringing in their ears, the team is ready to head back to Bucharest and their flight for the United States. As they say goodbye to friends made during their stay in Ozd, they realize that this has indeed been a nearer to God experience. They have been instruments in God's hands, used on a mission to Ozd to help bring an answer to prayer. As they head back to the United States, their minds full of fond memories after their 2-week Romanian adventure. Pictures of the people of Ozd, once strangers but now friends, will continue to live in their hearts forever.